Your job. I'm just your average, everyday guy. I'm the type you forget his name and face seconds after meeting me. Yeah, I'm that person. I never really liked sports growing up, as I was always picked last or sometimes not picked at all. The team preferring to play with a man short. Anyway, I also struggled my way through high school, barely graduating, and then I even went to college. I never made friends there, and I wasn't involved in any extracurricular activities or groups, fraternities, and so on. I had a roommate who, I swear, never learned my name during our time spent there. Some evenings he'd come into the room with a girl and not even acknowledge me. It was like I wasn't even there. And, they'd start doing what they came in there for. Fast forwarding through college, and there I was. I graduated. The rest of my life was in front of me with endless opportunities and all that motivating crap they tell you. My mom didn't even bother to come to my graduation. She was on some vacation with her boyfriend, and all I got from her was a text that said, "Congratulations, love you." Yeah, real personal, Mom. The dean even got my name wrong. But I wasn't worried. I was out of the educational system, and I would make something of myself. Fast forward again, and I'm standing there in an office, flipping papers around, introducing data in a computer, and wanting to blow my brains out. Yeah, I was miserable. But that was the only place that wanted to hire me. I wasn't a people person, and I was quite shy, so I was lucky I got this job to begin with. But apart from the boring tasks that were so repetitive that I felt like I was watching reruns of my own life, I had something to look forward to coming to work every day. Alice, the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen. She was like an angel. Blonde, flowing hair, bright blue eyes. She also had the most perfect smile in the world. Yeah, I was in love, clearly. But the thing is, I never really talked to her. I was too afraid of rejection. But one day, as I woke up, I put my big boy pants on and looked myself in the mirror while I told myself, "Today, you're gonna talk to Alice." And so I did. That afternoon, I went over to her desk. I introduced myself and asked if I was new there. I worked in the same office as she did for the past 3 months. But I didn't let that get to me. As we talked, my boss came over to her desk and interrupted us. He was about my age, but he was the owner's son. A real asshole. He started talking me down and throwing little subtle jabs at me in front of Alice. The worst part was that she actually found everything funny. So finally, I went back to my desk and died inside. For the next couple of months, my life became a nightmare. As he saw that I had a thing for Alice, he tried demeaning me with each opportunity that he had. I would have to bring him coffee every day, and as soon as I did, as I was walking to my desk, he would scream at me to get back because I can't even get him a good cup of coffee. I had to get his laundry and clean his computer. One time he called me into his office, and Alice was there. He told her to tell me what she wanted to eat for lunch, and I would get it for her. And she did. She told me her order like I was some sort of busboy. And before I left, she said, "Thanks, Jimmy." Jimmy? My name is Andrew. It had always been Andrew. I was getting more depressed. Even when I got home, I felt like crap. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I tried applying for other jobs, but nobody was calling me back. I couldn't quit because then I'd be out in the streets. I guess I just needed to suck it up. One day, he came to my desk and in front of everyone, he started to tell me how bad I am at my job, Supposedly I missed some data and the numbers didn't add up. He started yelling at me and calling me stupid in front of the entire team. I felt humiliated, and then he threatened to fire me, saying that no one will ever hire me again and I should thank him for giving me this opportunity. That night, I made a decision. I had a mental breakdown and I wanted to feel normal again. I wanted the migraines to stop. I wanted to feel like a regular human being, not like a lowlife. At about 3 a.m., I went to his house. I drove a hybrid so no one could hear my car that night, and I also had my headlights turned off. I wanted to get rid of the only problem in my life, my boss. I parked a block away, and without anyone seeing me, I got to his back door, which was unlocked, to my surprise. I entered the house. It was quiet. It seemed like he was asleep. Quietly, I went upstairs, armed with my knife, ready for the kill. As I opened the door, there they were, my boss and Alice, in the same bed. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was dying. "Who are you?" he said while getting up. I had a mask on so he couldn't recognize me. "Oh, you think you're going to do something with that knife?" he said while attacking me. I dropped the knife out of fright, and the next thing I knew, he was on top of me, hitting me with all he had. Out of instinct, I reached for the knife and jammed it into his temple. Blood started gushing everywhere, and soon after, the entire floor was red. Alice was on the bed, screaming, so I went over to her so I could make her calm down. She reached for my head and took off my mask. "Jimmy? You weird fuck! I knew you were a serial killer!" she said while screaming and hitting me. I tried to hold her down and stop her from hitting me, but in a moment of panic and rage, I stabbed her in the chest, killing her instantly. The room was red. Blood was everywhere, and I was covered in it. Soon after I realized what I've done, I just sat in the blood, waiting. For what, you may ask? Well, to be honest, I didn't know either, but I did. One good thing came from all of this, I said to myself. My boss was gone. That massive problem that made me feel like I wasn't even worthy of being on this planet was out of my life. But at what cost? Soon after, I could hear police sirens coming from outside, and moments later I could see the red and blue lights. Someone must have heard Alice's screaming and called the cops. I didn't try to escape, and I didn't put up a fight. Strangely, though, for the first time in a while, it felt good. I felt like I had a purpose, and I felt like I had control over my own life. It was reinvigorating. As they cuffed me, and I glanced back at the mess I created, I didn't feel remorse. I felt, well, nothing, to be honest. I was at peace with what I've done. At the trial, people were crying and screaming, calling me a murderer and saying that I should rot in jail. But it all felt like a dream to me. It all felt surreal, and I had sort of a calmness about me. I'm writing this letter from jail. I've been here for some time and will remain here for almost 30 years. I don't mind it, but I don't like it. But the problem is that I still think about what I felt while looking at my victims. I kind of miss that feeling of freedom, of power and control. Who knows what will happen in the future? Who knows if I'll ever feel that way? But there's one thing I do know, and I'm going to share it with all of you. Be kind. And be kind to everyone, not just to the people you like and are involved with. Maybe they're your friends or colleagues. Be kind to strangers also. You never know what they're going through and what they're capable of. Remember my story, and if you ever feel like you need to make fun of something, just imagine what does it feel like to have a cold, sharp blade lodged into your temple. I bet it doesn't feel nice. Won't you agree?